Hello there. Today we're going to look at augering, earth augering actually, mostly used for fence posts. Now the holes can be augered in any number of sizes. The particular pieces of equipment I got here today are ones that have been around for a fair length of time, and this is your standard hole auger. Sometimes you could call it a one-man auger because only one person could use it, but in the way back days it was hard to imagine that this is all we used to put fence posts in. The biggest size usually is 8-inch. Some are adjustable, some are not. This one here is adjustable for 6, 7, or 8-inch holes. Now mostly used maybe when you're only going to do one post, maybe for a sign, maybe for a laundry post, possibly to clean out holes from when you've used the power augers. But this is what you sometimes will start off with, certainly the most economical, but also the hardest to use and uses the most physical effort. Another hand type auger. This one is also used for digging holes, but in this particular case, we call it a clean out auger or a clamshell auger, only because of its shape. This one here, you have to drive down in the ground, scoop the soil, and bring it out. Now you can certainly do augering with this auger as well, but its primary use would probably be now to clean out holes. After you've done them with a power auger, you may want to get the dirt out that's down near the bottom. You may want to make it a little bigger. You may want to make it a little deeper. But in this case, at least you can grab the soil and pull it out. And it provides a good accessory to using it with the power augers, where some of the dirt that's loose will get down to the bottom of the hole and you might want it a little deeper. So those are two types of hand augers that you could use, only with maybe a few holes. Now, as time has progressed, of course, we all want it easier, we want it faster. And here we have two types of power augers, both being hydraulic, as opposed to belts and gears and everything. These are all run by hydraulic pumps. The augers come in various sizes. Mostly the common size now to do 6x6 posts is a 12-inch auger, which this one is. Has very aggressive teeth on it. You can add in an extension to go a little deeper, 4 feet, if you want to go down the 4 feet. You can also use smaller augers, 8-inch augers, which you'd use for maybe a 4x4. You have to remember, if you're using concrete around your post, to measure the diagonal across from corner to corner of your post, not just that it's a 4x4 and use an 8-inch auger. You don't have all that room to put a lot of concrete, and you don't want it to crack around the corners where the water can get down in. So pick an auger of suitable size and also accuracy of where you drill. You have to be pinpoint accurate if you want to have exactly that post in the middle. A little bigger auger can give you a little more room when you're augering. This particular auger here is excellent. It can be towed with a tow bar accessory as well. The handles can be moved. I'll just move this out of the way here. The handles can be moved up or down. They're always in the back position for towing, but in the front position when you're using the auger. The head can be locked and unlocked so that it swivels to be used on a grade, different grades. This head portion can be loosened off and swivel when you're on a slate grade or a hill or anything, so that you can always have your auger floating straight up and down. It's easy to move around as well. And when you're using an auger, on this particular one you have 2 levers, one for forward, one for reverse. This is the big thing with hydraulic augers, is everybody has reverse. But you've got to remember, you should never really need reverse unless you wrap your auger around a rock or a root or a piece of wood or something. If you're using them right, you have them your engine running at full speed, have the auger running at full speed, and go up and down and get out of the hole. Go down maybe 5 or 6 inches, pull it up, get rid of the dirt, go down another 5 or 6, get up, get out of the dirt. If you just take it and screw it down like a corkscrew in a cork on a wine bottle, you may not be able to get it out, and reverse may not get it out, especially in some heavier soils, the heavy clays. And if you can't get it out reverse, guess what? You're digging with a shovel to get your auger out. And that's not a catastrophe, because you can always have a bigger hole, put a sonotube in, backfill it, and use that for your post. So this particular auger stays in one piece, as you see it, and towed usually if you have to go somewhere. Another option is this auger, which is fairly unique. It's only made by a couple of rental houses, and this one will all come apart. If you're in a situation where you're in town and maybe you have to drive a fair bit, a ways away, and you don't want to tow it on the road, maybe you don't have a tow bar on the back of your vehicle, this one here is a hydraulic auger as well. The same principle. It can go in forward and reverse. The handle can swing around to get up against a wall or an area where you're trying to butt it up right against something else. And the handles also go up and down when you're putting an auger in and you have to have an extension on. And then this can be moved up so that you're not trying to lift the auger out of the hole. The only way you can put an auger with an extension on a lot of times is to drop it in the hole and then hook up your auger to be doing your digging. So in this case, this portion of the motor can be taken off with quick connects, which can be detached. This can be taken off. The wheels can be taken off. This is just a carriage. This piece of the arm can be disconnected, and then you're only dealt with this part here with the arm swung around. And so it becomes a very compact unit. It can be put in an SUV. We've even seen it being put into cars. Although you got to be well aware that some of this here is going on your seats. So most of the connections with the augers are very easy quick connects. Slide the auger in, lift up the collar, and drop it down. And in this particular one, it's a little different, whereas you put a pin in. You can't quite see the pin in the bottom here. This one you pull the pin and slide the auger on and put the pin back in. So that gives you a couple of ideas as far as fences. These are certainly the most common for using around the home for fencing, for doing any smaller jobs, but you can do quite a few posts fairly quickly if you have the right soil. After that, you can go into other items which we'll show you in other videos regarding going into doing it quicker, easier, and maybe larger augering.